Evelyn sat on her bed, staring at her phone. It was a bright Saturday morning, but inside her heart there was a gray cloud hanging over her. Ever since her best friend Mia moved away to another city, life felt dimmer and lonelier. They had shared everything: laughter, secrets, and dreams. Now there was a wide distance between them, not just in miles, but in feelings. Every day, Evelyn would pick up her phone, ready to text Mia. But she hesitated. What could she say? "Hey, I miss you." It felt so simple, so inadequate. Mia was busy with her new life, meeting new people, and exploring a city full of adventures. Evelyn didn't want to burden her with her sadness. She felt like a weight pulling Mia down. Evelyn remembered their last day together. They had spent it at their favorite park, laughing and taking pictures. Mia had hugged her tightly before leaving, saying, "We'll always be best friends, no matter the distance." At that moment, Evelyn had nodded, but deep down, she feared. That distance would change everything. As the weeks passed, Evelyn tried to fill the void. She joined a few clubs at school, but no one felt like Mia. She missed their late-night talks, discussing everything from their favorite movies to their biggest dreams. Now, those conversations seemed like whispers in the wind, lost and unreachable. One evening, while sitting at her desk, Evelyn decided to write Mia a letter. She pulled out a notebook and began to pour her heart onto the pages. "Dear Mia," she wrote, "I miss you so much. I wish we could talk like we used to. Everything feels different without you here. I feel lost." As she wrote, tears slipped down her cheeks. It felt good to express her feelings, even if only on paper. She folded the letter and placed it in an envelope, but she didn't send it. What if Mia was too busy to read it? What if it made her feel guilty about not being there? Evelyn hesitated, her heart heavy with uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, and still, Evelyn felt distant from Mia. One afternoon, while scrolling through social media, she saw a picture of Mia at a concert, laughing with new friends. A pang of sadness hit her. She was happy for Mia, but it reminded her of the fun times they had shared. Evelyn sighed, wishing she could be there too. That night, she sat on her bed, the letter still unopened on her desk. She picked up her phone, staring at Mia's contact. What if I called her? She thought, but her fear stopped her. What if the call felt awkward? What if they had grown apart? The thought made her heart ache. Finally, after a restless night, she decided to take a chance. She picked up her phone and dialed Mia's number. The ringing felt like an eternity, but when Mia's cheerful voice finally came through, Evelyn felt a rush of warmth. "Hey, Evelyn!" Mia exclaimed. "I'm so glad you called." "Hi, Mia," Evelyn replied, her voice trembling slightly. "I miss you. I miss you too. How are you?" Mia asked, genuine concern in her tone. Evelyn hesitated. "I'm okay. Just trying to adjust, I guess." She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her sadness lift a little. "It's hard without you." Mia's voice softened. "I understand. It's been hard for me too. I thought moving would be easy, but I miss our talks and just hanging out." Hearing those words made Evelyn feel lighter. "Really? I thought you were having so much fun," she admitted. "I am, but it's different." "I don't have you here," Mia replied. "We can still be best friends, no matter where we are. We just have to try harder." Evelyn smiled, feeling a spark of hope. "You're right. I've been scared to reach out because I thought you were too busy." Mia laughed softly. "I'll always make time for you. Let's set a regular time to talk, okay? Maybe every Saturday?" "Yeah, I'd like that," Evelyn said, her heart swelling with relief. "I really would." As they continued talking, the distance that had once felt so vast began to close. They shared stories about their lives, And for the first time since Mia moved, Evelyn felt connected again. It was like a warm light had entered her heart, dispelling the shadows of loneliness. After their call, Evelyn felt inspired. She went back to her desk, took out the letter, and read it again. This time, it didn't feel like a burden. It felt like a bridge connecting them. She decided to send it, not to express sadness, but to share her love and hope. Later that week, she dropped the letter in the mailbox, a smile on her face. She knew Mia would understand. They were still best friends, despite the distance. The miles between them didn't have to define their friendship. Their bond was strong enough to withstand anything. As the weeks passed, they talked every Saturday, sharing their lives, dreams, and even their struggles. Evelyn started to feel more like herself again. She joined new activities at school, but this time she didn't feel alone. She had Mia cheering her on from afar, and that made all the difference. One day, as Evelyn sat outside, enjoying the sunshine, she received a package in the mail. It was from Mia. Inside, she found a small gift, a friendship bracelet. There was a note that read, "Even though we're apart, our friendship is forever. Can't wait to see you soon." Tears of joy filled Evelyn's eyes. She put on the bracelet and felt a surge of hope. They would find a way to be together again, to make new memories. The distance didn't matter as long as they held on to their friendship. In that moment, Evelyn realized something important. Love and connection could bridge any gap. She felt grateful for Mia, for their bond, and for the hope that blossomed within her. It was a gift, just like Mia had said. And now, as she looked at the bracelet on her wrist, she knew she would cherish it. "I was a gift, human. Why haven't you touched me yet?" she whispered to herself, smiling. She would reach out, embrace the connection, and never let distance come between them again. Evelyn sat at her desk, the sunlight streaming through the window, casting warm patterns on her notebook. The friendship bracelet from Mia rested on her wrist, a constant reminder that distance couldn't break their bond. After their heartfelt phone conversation, Evelyn felt a renewed sense of hope. The thought of reconnecting with Mia filled her with excitement, but there was still a lingering worry in the back of her mind. Would things ever be the same? It had been a month since Mia moved away, and every Saturday they talked for hours, sharing stories and laughter. But Evelyn still felt a gap between them. Mia was living her new life, making friends, and exploring a different city, while Evelyn remained in their hometown, feeling a bit lost. She wished she could be part of Mia's new adventures. One Saturday morning, after their usual call, Evelyn decided it was time to take action. She wanted to show Mia how much she cared, to bridge that gap they both felt. With a determined heart, she opened her laptop and began to plan a surprise visit. Maybe I can go see her, Evelyn thought, her heart racing with excitement. She quickly checked her savings. It wasn't much, but it was enough for a bus ticket. She could ask her parents for help with the rest. The idea of surprising Mia filled her with joy. She could already picture the look on Mia's face when she saw her. Evelyn spent the next few days planning every detail. She would travel over the weekend, so it would be a quick trip. She packed a small bag with her favorite clothes, snacks for the journey, and of course, her notebook filled with memories of their friendship. She wanted to bring back the joy they had shared. Finally, the day arrived. Evelyn woke up early, her heart pounding with excitement and nerves. After a quick breakfast, she told her parents about her plan. They were surprised but supportive. "Just be careful and have fun," her mom said, giving her a warm hug. Evelyn boarded the bus with butterflies in her stomach. As the bus rolled away from her hometown, she felt a mix of emotions: anticipation, joy, and a hint of anxiety. What if Mia was too busy? What if their friendship had changed too much? The journey felt long, but with every mile, her excitement grew. She imagined all the things they would do together exploring the city, eating at new restaurants and reminiscing about old times. By the time the bus pulled into the station in Mia's new city, Evelyn was practically bouncing with energy. She took a deep breath and stepped off the bus. The city was bustling with live people walking, cars honking, and street vendors selling delicious food. It was all so different from home, but it felt alive. Evelyn pulled out her phone and checked the address for Mia's apartment. With her heart racing, she began to walk. When she reached the building, she hesitated for a moment. What if Mia wasn't home? What if she didn't want to see her? Taking a deep breath, Evelyn pressed the buzzer for Mia's apartment. She could hear the faint sound of footsteps approaching. The door swung open, and there stood Mia, looking surprised and beautiful. "Evelyn, what are you doing here?" she exclaimed, her face lighting up with joy. Evelyn couldn't help but smile. "I came to surprise you. I missed you so much." Mia stepped aside, and Evelyn rushed into the apartment, embracing her friend tightly. It felt so good to be together again. "I can't believe you're here," Mia said, pulling back to look at her. "This is amazing." They spent the afternoon catching up, laughing and sharing stories. Evelyn showed Mia her notebook filled with memories, photos, drawings, and notes about their adventures together. "I've missed these moments," Mia said, flipping through the pages, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia. As they talked, Evelyn felt the distance between them shrink. They were still the same friends who had shared so much, even if life had changed. Mia shared stories about her new job and the friends she had made. Evelyn loved hearing about Mia's. Evelyn sat in her favorite spot at home, the sunlight filtering through her window, creating a warm glow around her. After her surprise visit to Mia's new city, she felt a renewed sense of hope. They had made a pact to stay connected, yet as the days passed, that hope began to waver. Mia had returned to her busy life, and Evelyn found herself missing her friend even more. Their Saturday calls were still filled with laughter, but it wasn't the same as being together in person. The distance felt heavy once again, and Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness creeping back in. One evening, as she scrolled through social media, Evelyn saw pictures of Mia at various events celebrating with new friends, exploring the city, and enjoying life. Each photo made her smile, but it also deepened the ache in her heart. "I'm so happy for her," Evelyn thought, "but I wish I could be part of it." That night, as she lay in bed, Evelyn couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. She picked up her notebook, filled with memories of their friendship, and stared at the pages. "What can I do to feel closer to her?" she wondered. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she could create something special for Mia? Something that would remind them both of their friendship and the bond they shared? Evelyn grabbed her art supplies and got to work. She decided to create a scrapbook, filled with photos, drawings, and messages that captured their memories together. It would be a way to show Mia how much she cared and remind them both of the good times they had shared. Over the next few days, Evelyn spent every free moment working on the scrapbook. She dug through old photos, selecting the ones that made her smile the most. There were pictures of their adventures hiking in the mountains, laughing at the beach, and even silly selfies they had taken at school. Each image brought back memories that warmed her heart. As she created each page, she wrote little notes next to the pictures. "Remember when we got lost on that hike?" Or, "I'll never forget that time we stayed up all night talking about our dreams." With every word, she poured her feelings into the scrapbook, hoping to bridge the gap that distance had created. Finally, after days of hard work, the scrapbook was complete. Evelyn held it in her hands, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. She couldn't wait to send it to Mia, but she also worried about how it would be received. Would Mia feel the same way? Would it bring them closer together or highlight the distance between them? Taking a deep breath, Evelyn decided to send it as a surprise. She wrapped the scrapbook in colorful paper and wrote a note that said, "For my dear friend, to remind you of our bond, no matter the distance." With a smile on her face, she dropped it off at the post office, imagining Mia's reaction when she received it. Days passed, and each day, Evelyn anxiously checked her phone, hoping for a message from Mia. Finally, a week later, she received a text. It was a picture of Mia holding the scrapbook, a huge smile on her face. "Evelyn, this is amazing. I can't believe you made this for me." The message read. Evelyn's heart soared. She quickly replied, "I'm so glad you liked it. I wanted to remind you of all the great times we've had." Mia responded with a heartfelt message. "You have no idea how much this means to me. I miss you every day. Let's plan a video call soon to go through it together." Evelyn felt a wave of relief wash over her. They set a date for the video call, and she couldn't wait to see Mia's face and talk about the scrapbook. As the day approached, her excitement grew. It felt like they were finally reconnecting. When the day of the call arrived, Evelyn prepared herself. She chose a cozy spot in her room, decorated with fairy lights, and set up her laptop. The moment Mia's face appeared on the screen, Evelyn felt a rush of joy. "Mia," she exclaimed, waving excitedly. "You look great, Evelyn." "I'm so happy to see you," Mia replied, her eyes sparkling. They both laughed, and for a moment, it felt like no time had passed since they last saw each other. They opened the scrapbook together, flipping through the pages. Each picture sparked memories and laughter. "Oh, I remember this day," Mia said, pointing to a photo of them at the beach. "We were so silly. I can't believe we built that sandcastle." Evelyn added, laughing, "We thought it was the best in the world." As they shared stories and memories, the distance between them seemed to fade away. They talked about their lives, their dreams, and the challenges they faced. Evelyn shared her worries about feeling disconnected, and Mia listened with understanding. "You're still my best friend, no matter where we are," Mia reassured her. "We just have to keep making an effort." Evelyn nodded, feeling the warmth of their friendship wrap around her like a cozy blanket. "I promise to always reach out and share my life with you," she said, her heart full of hope. After their call, Evelyn felt lighter than she had in weeks. She realized that while distance would always exist, it didn't have to define their friendship. They were committed to staying connected, and that made all the difference. Inspired by their conversation, Evelyn decided to take it a step further. She began to plan more ways to stay connected. She started a blog where she could write about her life, her thoughts, and her art. She invited Mia to contribute too, so they could share their experiences and support each other creatively. As the weeks turned into months, their bond deepened. They exchanged letters, packages, and photos, always finding new ways to keep their friendship alive. Evelyn felt empowered by her ability to take action and reconnect with Mia, and she was grateful for the support and love they shared. One sunny afternoon, as she sat outside writing in her journal, Evelyn reflected on their journey. They had overcome the challenges of distance, and she felt a sense of pride in their friendship. She knew that with love, effort, and communication, they could face anything life threw their way. In her heart, she carried the words that had once felt so distant. "I was a gift, human. Why haven't you touched me yet?" Now, those words held a new meaning. They reminded her of the importance of reaching out, of touching each other's lives with kindness and love, no matter the distance. Evelyn smiled as she looked at the sky, filled with hope for the future. She knew that their friendship was a gift they would cherish forever. And no distance could ever change that. Evelyn sat at her desk, staring out the window as the rain tapped softly against the glass. The sound was calming, but her heart felt heavy. It had been a few months since. She and Mia had made their pact to stay connected, and while they had made great strides, Evelyn still felt a pang of sadness. Despite their weekly video calls and letters, there was a part of her that missed the simple joy of being together in person. After their last call, where they had laughed and reminisced about old times, Evelyn had felt a spark of hope. But as life continued, she found herself grappling with feelings of loneliness again. Mia was busy with her new job and new friends, and sometimes Evelyn wondered if their friendship was fading. She didn't want to lose Mia, but she wasn't sure how to bridge the gap that distance had created. One afternoon, as she flipped through her notebook filled with memories, an idea struck her. What if she could create something special that would bring them closer together? A project that would remind them both of their friendship and the fun times they had shared. Inspired, Evelyn decided to start a joint art project. She would send Mia a set of art supplies, and they could create something together. Even from afar, Evelyn gathered sketchbooks, colored pencils, and paints. She carefully packed them in a box, along with a note that explained her idea. Let's create art together. We can each work on our own pieces and share them. It will be our way of staying connected, she wrote. Feeling excited, she mailed the package and waited eagerly for Mia's response. Days passed, and Evelyn's anticipation grew. She hoped Mia would love the idea. Finally, she received a message. Evelyn, I just got your package. This is such a great idea. Mia texted, along with a photo of her smiling with the supplies. Evelyn felt a wave of relief wash over her. I'm so glad you liked it. Let's set a time to start our first piece together, she replied. They agreed to start the project that weekend, and Evelyn felt a renewed sense of connection. On the day of their art session, Evelyn prepared her space, laying out the supplies on her desk. She felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Would they be able to create something meaningful together, even from miles away? As the time approached, she set up her laptop for their video call, eager to see Mia's face. When the call began, Mia appeared on the screen, her hair pulled back in a messy bun and paint splatters on her shirt. Hey, artist, she greeted. With a big smile. I'm ready to create. Me too, Evelyn replied, feeling her spirits lift. They chatted about their ideas for the project, deciding to each create a piece inspired by their friendship. I want to paint something that represents our favorite memories, Mia said. What about you? I think I'll do something about the beach day we had, Evelyn suggested. That was one of my favorite memories. As they began to work on their pieces, the conversation flowed easily. They shared stories about their lives, their challenges, and their dreams. Evelyn felt as if the distance was shrinking, as if they were in the same room, laughing and creating together. Hours passed, and both girls were deep in their art. Evelyn focused on the colors of the ocean, trying to capture the feeling of warmth and joy that day. Meanwhile, Mia painted a vibrant sunset. Evelyn sat on her bed, looking at the calendar. It was almost time for her next art session with Mia, and she felt excited. Their monthly tradition had become a comforting routine, bringing them closer despite the miles between them. Still, as she flipped through her notebook, filled with memories and sketches, a small sadness crept in. While they had shared so much through their art, she still felt a longing for more personal connection. Mia had been busy with work and school, and Evelyn understood that life got hectic. However, she missed the little things, spontaneous texts, late-night conversations, and just being there for each other in person. She wanted to do something special to show Mia how much she cared and to strengthen their bond even further. That evening, As she sat at her desk, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she planned a surprise video call for Mia? She could invite Mia's new friends to join, making it a fun gathering that would help Mia feel supported and connected. It would be a chance for them all to meet each other, and Evelyn could show Mia that she was still an important part of her life, even from afar. Feeling inspired, she grabbed her phone and started sending messages to Mia's new friends. "Hi, I'm Evelyn, Mia's best friend from our hometown. I'd love to set up a surprise video call for her. Would you like to join?" She sent the message to a few people Mia had mentioned in their conversations. After a few replies, she was excited to see that everyone was on board. Over the next few days, Evelyn worked hard to organize the surprise. She set a date and time, making sure it would work for everyone. She even created a fun invitation graphic, complete with bright colors and playful fonts. As she sent it out, she felt a thrill of excitement. This would be a great way to show Mia that she was loved and missed Dot when the day of the surprise call arrived. Evelyn felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She set up her laptop at her cozy corner, decorated with fairy lights and her art supplies. She wanted everything to be perfect. As the time drew closer, she logged into the video call platform and waited for everyone to join. One by one, Mia's new friends appeared on the screen. They were all smiling and full of energy, and Evelyn felt the atmosphere lighten. Finally, the moment she had been waiting for arrived. Mia joined the call. She looked surprised to see so many friendly faces. "Surprise!" everyone shouted, and Mia's eyes widened in shock. "What's going on?" she asked, laughing. Evelyn grinned, her heart racing. "We wanted to celebrate you and show you how much we care. Everyone here is excited to meet you." Mia's face lit up with joy. "Wow, this is amazing. Thank you, everyone." She looked at Evelyn, her eyes shining. "You really know how to make someone feel special." As they all began to chat and share stories, Evelyn felt a warmth spread through her. It was wonderful to see Mia surrounded by new friends who appreciated her. They played games, shared funny stories, and even reminisced about their hometown. Evelyn felt grateful she could be part of this moment, even if it was from a distance. As the call continued, Mia turned to Evelyn. "I can't believe you did this for me." "It means so much," she said. "I've been feeling a little lost in this new city, and this really helps." Evelyn smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. "You're not alone, Mia. You're still my best friend, no matter where you are. I want you to feel connected." After a few hours of laughter and fun, the call began to wind down. Mia looked around at her friends, her smile bright. "I feel so lucky to have you all in my life," she said. "And I'm grateful for you, Evelyn. You always know how to lift me up." As the call ended, Evelyn felt a sense of accomplishment. She had successfully brought everyone together, and she could tell that Mia felt loved and supported. It was a reminder that distance didn't have to mean loneliness. In the following weeks, Evelyn felt a renewed energy. She continued to exchange messages and art with Mia, but now there was a deeper connection. They had built a bridge across miles, and it felt stronger than ever. One day, while working on her latest painting, Evelyn received a text from Mia. "Hey, I've been thinking, what if we planned a visit to see each other? I'd love to show you around my city." Evelyn's heart raced at the thought. "That would be amazing. I would love to see you," she replied, her excitement bubbling over. They began to plan the visit, discussing dates and what they would do together. Evelyn felt a surge of hope. The idea of being with Mia again was thrilling. They were more than just friends now. They were partners in overcoming challenges. As the date approached, Evelyn prepared for her trip. She packed her favorite clothes and made a list of all the places she wanted to visit with Mia. She felt a mix of excitement and nerves, but mostly She felt grateful. They had worked hard to maintain their friendship, and now they were about to take it to the next level. When the day finally arrived, Evelyn boarded the bus, her heart racing with anticipation. The journey felt like it flew by, and soon she was stepping off in Mia's city. As she made her way to the apartment, she couldn't help but smile at the thought of seeing her friend again. When she reached the door, she took a deep breath and knocked. A moment later, it swung open, and there stood Mia, her face lighting up with joy. "Evelyn, you made it!" she exclaimed, pulling her into a tight hug. Evelyn felt warmth spread through her. "I'm so happy to be here," she said, grinning. From ear to ear, they spent the next few days exploring the city, visiting parks, cafes, and galleries. They created art together, just like they had planned, but this time it felt even more special. Being together in person reminded them of all the little things they had missed, the laughter, the shared smiles, and the comfort of each other's presence. One evening, as they sat on a rooftop watching the sunset, Evelyn turned to Mia. "I'm so grateful for everything we've built together," she said. "Even when we were apart, we found ways to stay connected." Mia nodded, her eyes shining. "Absolutely. Our friendship is a gift, and I'm so glad we've worked to keep it strong." Evelyn smiled, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. They had faced the challenges of distance with creativity and love, and now they were reaping the rewards. They had proven that true friendship could endure anything. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Evelyn realized that they were not just friends. They were a testament to the power of connection. "I was a gift, human. Why haven't you touched me yet?" echoed in her mind, but now it felt like a celebration of their bond. With renewed hope and joy, Evelyn knew that no matter where life took them, they would always find their way back to each other. Together, they were unstoppable, and their friendship would continue to thrive. Evelyn sat on her bed, the sunlight streaming through her window, filling her room with warmth. It had been a few weeks since her visit to Mia's city, and while she cherished the memories they had made together, she couldn't shake the feeling of distance creeping back in. Mia had started a new job and was busy with her new life, and Evelyn felt like she was drifting away again. Despite their monthly art sessions and regular texts, Evelyn missed the spontaneous moments they used to share. She longed for late night talks and silly adventures, but Mia's busy schedule made that difficult. Evelyn often found herself staring at her phone, wondering if she should reach out, but hesitating. What if Mia was too busy? What if she had moved on? One evening, while scrolling through social media, Evelyn stumbled upon a post from Mia. It was a picture of her smiling with her new coworkers, all gathered at a restaurant. They looked so happy together, and while Evelyn felt a swell of happiness for her friend, she also felt a pang of sadness. "I'm so proud of her, but I miss her," Evelyn thought, her heart heavy. That night, as she lay in bed, Evelyn thought about how to reconnect with Mia. She wanted to show her friend that she was still a vital part of her life. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she invited Mia to join her for an online workshop? They could learn something new together and spend quality time as friends, even from a distance. Feeling inspired, Evelyn researched online workshops. She found one that focused on creative writing, something both she and Mia had always enjoyed. This could be perfect, she thought. She quickly registered and sent Mia a message. "Hey, there's a creative writing workshop coming up. Would you like to join me? I think it would be fun." Mia's response came almost immediately. "That sounds amazing. I'd love to. I've missed our creative time together." Evelyn felt a wave of relief wash over her. They set a date for the workshop, and she felt excited about reconnecting through their shared passion. As the day approached, she prepared herself, gathering her notebooks, pens, and a cozy blanket. On the day of the workshop, Evelyn logged on to. The video call, her heart racing with anticipation. When Mia joined the call, her face lit up with joy. "Evelyn, I'm so glad we're doing this together," she exclaimed. "Me too. I can't wait to see what we create." Evelyn replied, smiling. The workshop began, and the instructor guided them through various writing exercises. They explored different styles, wrote poems, and even shared their work with the group. Evelyn felt a sense of joy as she and Mia engaged. In the activities, their creativity flowing freely. During a break, they chatted about what they had written. "I wrote a poem about friendship," Mia said. "It's about how no matter where we are, our bond remains strong." Evelyn's heart warmed. "I love that. I wrote about our beach day and how it felt like pure,